What's up guys, I'm Rhett. Welcome back to Lawn Insider. In today's video, we're going to go over some late summer Bermuda lawn care and discuss some of the do's and don'ts. If y'all are interested, I do have the Lawn Insider Bermuda maintenance calendar for the entire season on my website, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box below the video. But that will take you to a PDF version of the calendar, and you can print that off or just take a screenshot for your phone that you can reference throughout the year. I don't think I've ever done it this way, so I figured I'd mix things up and see if it made any difference with the algorithm. So if you find yourself liking this video while you're watching it, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. If you just enjoy lawn content or you like Bermuda grass, I would really appreciate it if you hit that red subscribe button below. That way you won't miss any of my future videos. And while you're at it, go ahead and share it with your friends and leave a comment below as well. I would really appreciate it. All right, back to the video. So first off, I just wanted to bring y'all down to ground level really quick and show y'all exactly how thick that the Bermuda is right now and just how the turf as a whole has responded to the rain that we've gotten recently. But it starts getting a little bit trickier this time of the year as well, because summer's winding down a little bit, and then certain parts of the country are already making that transition into fall. But here in Texas, we've probably still got at least a month or a month and a half of warmer temps. So the advice that you are getting across the internet, it's not bad advice, but it's just based on a different location and a different latitude. So if you're in Texas, you kind of can push your summer a little bit further. Two of the biggest questions that I get, and I see most frequently this time of year, are when should I cut off my fertilizer applications and when should I start thinking about making my pre-emergent applications? And that's going to depend completely on the climate in your area. So here in Texas, we're going to get highs into the 80s well into November. So I normally don't cut off my fertilizer applications until at least that Halloween mark, and sometimes even into November, just based on looking at that future forecast and seeing what kind of temperatures that we're gonna have. And then you're gonna time your pre-emergent application basically around the same time when you stop making your fertilizer applications. So again, for me, I'm gonna put out my pre-emergent probably in that early November timeframe. And to stay on this topic, the next thing I want to think about doing is transitioning away from those lower nitrogen content fertilizers I was using over the summer during those periods of extreme heat and drought, and start applying fertilizers with a higher nitrogen content. And the way you're going to be able to tell that, every bag of fertilizer is going to have three numbers, and it's the N, P, and K value, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And that's going to give you the percentage of that macro that's in this bag. So this bag of double dark fertilizer from Yard Mastery, so 16% of this 45-pound bag is nitrogen, and then there is no phosphorus and no potassium. And I'm gonna treat fall basically like a second spring, and I'm gonna push my lawn more, especially this time of the year while we still have a couple of months of pretty good heat. So make sure that you're using a fertilizer with a little higher nitrogen content. And I always recommend using a pre-emergent with the active ingredient prodiamine. This particular product has to be mixed with water, and then you put it in the sprayer and apply it that way. But you can also find granular products with prodiamine as the active ingredient as well. The one that comes to mind is Stonewall, which is a Lesco product, and I know you can pick that up at Lowe's. But if you're interested in the spray version here, these are usually a little cheaper per application than their granular counterparts. You can find this on the Yard Mastery website. I'll leave a link to it below the video. So while it's not the ideal time to apply those pre-emergents to your lawn just yet, it is okay to apply some post-emergent weed killers to your lawn if you need it, because most of those products actually work better with a little heat. But if it has too much heat, like the heat we get over the summer, it can potentially damage your lawn. So this transition time is ideal. Jumping in right here, and this is actually the day after I filmed the rest of the video, but I thought of a few things that I could add to the original. Plus we have better lighting right now, so I figured I could show y'all a couple of nice shots of the lawn. But the three things that I wanted to cover were sand leveling projects, reset scalps, and overseeding with ryegrass. As far as a big sand leveling project, as in several yards of sand spread out over the entire lawn, I would actually recommend on holding off until next spring for that. But if you're just looking at leveling some smaller spots in your lawn, then you should be okay. We still have plenty of warm days on the horizon, and your Bermuda shouldn't have any problem recovering. With reset scalps, I personally have never done one past Labor Day, but we're probably looking at a mid-September cutoff there. So if you are interested in doing one, you need to get out and do it as soon as possible, just to give your yard plenty of time to recover. And I personally won't be overseeding with ryegrass, but if you choose to, I would recommend that you hold off at least until October, because you have to remember that rye is a cool season grass and it germinates really quickly. And we still have at least a couple of months left with our Bermuda. So we want to try to time the end of our Bermuda season with the beginning of our ryegrass season. I'm also going to continue to make my insect applications probably until I cut off my fertilizer applications, because you're going to continue to have insect pressure until you start getting colder weather. You're also going to want to continue to mow at least 2 to 3 times a week until the grass just doesn't need to be mowed that frequently anymore, which around here usually happens around November. That's when that colder weather hits. And you're also going to want to continue your watering schedule of putting down 1 inch of water in your yard per week, and that can come from your irrigation system or Mother Nature. In terms of height of cut this time of year, I personally don't change my height of cut from season to season, so I leave my lawn at around a 1/2 inch throughout the entire year, and I've never noticed any negative side effects from that practice. So if you're a Texan and you follow those few steps, I'm willing to bet that you can keep your Bermuda lawn green until after Halloween, barring any crazy weather events. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like. If you're enjoying the content and you want to continue to see more of it, hit that red subscribe button below. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in the comment section below. I'll see y'all again next week. Lawn Insider, out.